Good evening, guys. Ken at Tortoise Capital, Nightly Strategy Podcast for April 18th, 2023. I will produce and send out the report shortly after the spreadsheets kept crashing in the middle of recalculating. So we're going to go through the portfolios and the coaching and commentary, and then I will follow up with the standard reports as soon as I can. I didn't want to wait any longer. So we'll start with the just a quick debrief of the Owl Wisdom Project. I worked on that thing for 8 hours straight in a deep dive in a focus block of time on artificial intelligence and the interface with humans today. And I was so much smarter at 4 o'clock than I was at 8 o'clock. It's not even funny. And here's why you should be interested in the Owl Workshop for wisdom. When you work with the Chat GPT-4 a lot and you work on prompt engineering, what you discover is that when you craft the research question properly, it gives you the advice that you would want to get from your favorite uncle who is well-read, very experienced, and who is tailoring his answer to give you the best possible start in life with no other purpose except to have you thrive and understand what he knows at the level you're ready to understand it based on the question you gave. And so you shouldn't use that and those essays as the end of your thinking. What it really does is represent what the best practices of the herd are on that particular subject. And so when I asked it what were the success factors for trading and what were the things that if you didn't perform them well would lead you to fail in trading, and it gave us a list of good qualities and things to avoid, and it wasn't really controversial, but it didn't have Van Tharp's work in there until I edited the outline and plugged it in. And that was a really important moment of Zen for me because it made me realize that most of the world doesn't know Van's teachings and doesn't understand what Tharp think is and why position sizing, risk management, psychological readiness, systematic thinking, mastery of the trading practices, daily after action reviews, living and trading with gratitude and forgiveness, why all those things are absolutely essential. Which means that if you are skilled at those things or have a understanding and are getting better, you have a persistent edge over the hundreds of millions of people that don't know that. And someday they'll learn, and experience is a tough teacher. But it's not just listening for the and seeing the things that are there that the AI gives you, but it's also being savvy enough and tuned in enough to see the things that aren't there or the exceptions to that rule. And so what we're doing with the Owl Wisdom Workshop is continuing to accumulate those kinds of very well-tuned research questions and curiosity essays and sharpening our iron with iron to get a deeper understanding of our world. And I think that gives us an edge as traders and as decision makers and as humans that are learning to live with and leverage this brand new tool that has got everybody scratching their head. So the opportunity to join the initial cohort, which gives you a lifetime membership to everything that we're going to put into that workshop, is astronomically a good value. In the future, when I make that an annual subscription, you'll have access to everything that's in there on the basis of having an active annual subscription. But the one-time payment for a lifetime is in retrospect, a gift, and is something I'm happy to be able to do. And I would encourage you to take advantage of the opportunity as you think your way through how artificial intelligence and improved decision making, partnering with that community of practice, can help you. Happy to talk more about it, but there's that. So let's get on with it. Start with the swing portfolio. This is Alcoa. Everything is on 30-minute charts now. Oops, got to get my pen reconnected here. So this is Alcoa. This is all 30-minute charts. So we had just closed this one a couple days ago. Yesterday initiated the PSAR flip with the COTA 2. Today it gapped up, sold off a little, and then continued. So I added a second position here. It closed very well. I'm going to move my stop up into here and lock in a win on both of those positions. Good times. AI, the software company. I think long term this is Elon Musk getting it done. What we did in the tactics, though, was we had started yesterday at the PSAR flip. This was an SSC, remember, because it's this and PSAR flipped and a tight risk box and closed well. And today it gapped up to here, went all the way up here and started to collapse. So I took it there for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5R. Watched it come all the way back here to the PSAR, hold, and take off again with a 1, 2, 3. So I just put the entry back on with the same risk, and I made 3R for the trouble. So that extra 3R gift is what funds that risk. So I have no core capital at risk. Let's see, that was AI. Was that AI? Yeah. Or no. This. Which one was that? Was that CVS? Oh, I'm sorry. That was CVS. I must have bumped the mouse. So that was this one. Cut it and then re-enter. So I'm sorry. That was CVS. My bad. AI, the software company. This was just an orderly exit. So we had entered, gapped up to here, started to sell off, cashed +1. I'm stalking that one from a zero state, ready to go in either direction. Directional neutral on that one. I like it long term. I think it's going to end up being a core holding for us at some point. So this is Caterpillar, great American industrial company. It's gone through a couple gyrations and is holding support nicely. I've got my stop moved up here to the low of the day now. And if it breaks above the 30-day high, I'm going to add. Love that one. Cliff Natural Resources. It's had a slow sell-off here. There was no actionable move. I'm looking at this as a short here and a breakout here. So that's my very tight risk box for tomorrow. It's chilled out for 3 days, and it's that means it's normally ready to move. It's rested. This was CVS, which we already saw. Dish, this one took off nicely yesterday, but gapped up and started to sell. So I cashed a no lose plus dinner for 2. That's like about a 0.3R win. Probably missed it short. Sure did. I'm ready to get short if it breaks below the 30-day low, though. That's an easy one. Devon Energy. So yesterday, the gap up and go failed for half an hour, and then we got short. That one covered it here because it opened, sold off, and started coming back up. So I just cut it there and preserve 1R, and now I'm watching this set up ready for big move either direction in energy. Standard play in energy. Electronic Arts. Oh, this one's going to go. COTA 2, perfectly timed intraday. And now today, the second leg up, COTA 2, and closed very well. And that's holding about 4R. And it's at the 30-day high. So when that thing goes, it's going to go. Electronic Arts, if we look back, that's been nothing but great for us. And now it's right at that critical state. Looking at this at the 30-day high. And now if this breaks higher, look out above. It's climbed all the way out of the hole in measured moves all the way up. That's a great American company right there, if they are American. Okay, here's emerging markets. So we yesterday started the started this trade on the gap up, sell off, and held at the edge of the dragon, turned to summer, standard risk. Today it gapped way up and started selling off, so we took the zero point 0.5 win and stalking it. No position right now. Ethereum was very tempted on this one, missed the COTA 2, but it looks like it's poised and ready for another run. And it's just got to get above 11. That feels like a really important psychological level. Mexico took the we took that trade yesterday. It gapped up and started selling off. When the R10 rolls over, took it at the edge of the dragon, and that's +1. Missed this move. Span of control. Brazil, no trade. It's 5 days of sideways quiet channel as far as I'm concerned. It's about ready to start moving. Intel, same thing, choppy. No trade, no signals. International paper, we're holding +1 from yesterday's COTA 2. Real estate, same thing, holding +2 from yesterday's SSC. Real estate, I'm not sorry, real estate. This is regional banks. So yesterday we had the entry, took a second position after it cleared the emerging dragon. It gapped up briefly and started to sell off, and I wanted to keep that second position in the money, so we cashed that for 1, 2, 3, 3R. Scratched the second one basically, but then missed the sell off. I like the little recovery, so we'll see tomorrow, but no position overnight. McDonald's, I told you yesterday I love this one. And there's the emerging dragon, which, like I said yesterday, instantly would buy it. And that's really comes with a COTA 2. And this thing is just going to go. Long train running. On its way to 400. Merck, this was the one I was trying along with McDonald's. And we took that one yesterday. It sold off, so I had to cut it. And then it reversed, and I just took the same trade. So we're at minus 0.5 on that one, and just happy to be in it. That I like that it didn't fail further. And paying a half an hour price on that one is fine. Quick scratch in marijuana. Took the short in clean energy today. It was the gap up and sold off. R10 had rolled over. That's a COTA 2 to the downside. We're holding about +1R. We shouldn't lose money on that one. Rivian missed the sell-off from this high over here. Looks like dead money. Treasuries completely missed this one. Holy mackerel. There's so many. This is a lesson in how many can you miss? Here was a gap down and drop, and here was a collapsing dragon and drop. Here was an SSC that wouldn't have lost money. So I'm looking at this as a tight zero state, ready to go in either direction. We'll see. It has to be better than the other movers in order for me to take it, though. Tesla, why I should be on treasuries instead of these guys. I'm such a fanboy. Took the long yesterday at the close. It gapped up, and then by the time I exited, I was down a 0.5. Just pretty sloppy execution. U.S. Steel. Yesterday's SSC, today's COTA 2 and Emerging Dragon re-entry, or second position, I should say. And that one is holding 1, 2, 3, 4, plus this one that's holding 5R. And is at the 10-day high and ready to go. So all that is looking really good. I love that EA, for sure, as my brother says. All-time high. Can't go wrong with a software company in the entertainment business. Alrighty, let's get the sniper trade of the day working in here, if we can. There's our little koala staff writer. Well done, sir. And this is the world that I want to live in right here. Boy, do I love that. All right, this is Sniper Trade of the Day. And this one is in U.S. Steel. Here was the close yesterday. And it is getting ready to break out from the Red River in the summer. Here's the OR3. That's the second bar, so we're long with a standard risk here. That's all you need to know. Cash 2R. Thought about getting short here, like an Anderson regression line crossover. Thought about getting short here, but I just couldn't pull the trigger. Caught a 2 reentry, quick half hour loss. Caught a 2 reentry, quick half hour loss. Short, quick 0.3 loss, grumble fish. Caught a 2, stop and reverse. Revenge trading. Second position, cash about 2R. And short on the Kata 2 for a half an R. And that was just enough. I was just in the grind on this thing, was happy to get out of this with more than 1 R. And it just, this one was a tough one to trade today. And it'll be like that sometimes. It be that way. All right, here's Hamad. This is the British pound, Aussie dollar. 3 minutes. Come on, dummy. Pound, Aussie. Harsh sell-off that bottoms out. Big gap up. He gets the rollover and continuation. So entry here. On this peak, maybe a half a step late on exiting. I think the 1, 2, 3 exit is right here instead of right there. Make those red in the future. It's easier to see. But he makes a nice, that's 1 unit of risk. So he makes about 1.5 on that one, I think. Which is about 0.2 on his position sizing. This is the Euro New Zealand dollar with Agnieszka. Yeah, she's showing this as I was reading that. What is going on here? This is actually a short entry because everything rolls over and it's a collapsing dragon, and she rides that to here and just takes that. Tries another one and it's a quick. I would try to cut that a little sooner. And I think you could get out of this with a scratch. There just wasn't much movement in it today. Her oil. I like the 1, 2, 3 entry. It's at a collapsing dragon. It just scratched, and then the next one just didn't work. So, just wasn't much of a move in oil. In the DAX, she crushes. Starting off with a quick loss, but then nails it, nails it, nails it. Perfect exit and nails it. And that's how you do it. Find the movers and crush it. Tim, let's see where we're at today. This is a span of control, not on the trades as much as it is with the competing demands at work. You cannot serve 2 masters. So as you're building proficiency here, make sure you're not taking outsized risk given the real constraints of working while you're trading for a living. It's hard to do on the 3s. That's why I'm suggesting to you the 30-minute may have some long-term utility for you. This is slow to get in, late to get out. That's where your short should be. This is a reasonable short. And after losing one on this one, I think I might try to capture more of that than 0.2. This one, I think you got to get in as it comes out of the river instead of down here at the collapsing dragon. That would make this more of a scratch. I like that play. That's a good exit. And it just didn't move with you today in Alcoa. Devon Energy. I love the short. I love that first short. It does the rollover and breaks through the VWAP and crushes it. Now, when you get that much of a gift, letting that come all the way back up into the middle of the dragon for 0.3 when you had probably a full 1.0 on hand. This is a great entry, good exit, good short. This one I would probably say cut it earlier, but you got lucky with that little bit. Quick scratch, and then, just stop trading 20 minutes too late, or 10 minutes too late. Tesla. Good short. I think you got to cut it sooner instead of up here, or instead of here. This could be your entry. We got to exit that sooner, but this is a great short, great exit. Good short, better exit. Good long, better exit. Nailed it, nailed it. I just think there may have been just a little inefficiency inside here. Now, I'm going to say, Hamad, I don't mind you getting a lot of stick time, but what you're learning is that you're trading most of today inside a sideways quiet channel. There's no signals in here. When you see those Z3 lines compressing and you get a nice tight wrist box in here, you got to wait for the breakouts of Z3. So this is good no trading. And then where you exited, I don't like holding that thing this whole time. But this is where your exit for this trade is where your short should have been. And when that doesn't fail further, you can do a 1, 2, 3 entry here and make that trade. That is a fake one, go to. You'll see that in the foundations course. Out of an SQC, which is this. The Z3 breakout that quickly reverses, you stop and reverse from here when it comes back inside the previous Z3, and then you play for the far side of the channel, which is would have paid off today. Netflix, this one was inside the channel. That's a good quick cut. Crossing back over the Bollinger Band mean, I almost like this entry better. But if you're going to exit there, then you got to re-enter here and get that. And then this PSAR flip, you can play that short. And I like this one. And when you see that run up all the way almost to Z3 and start to fail, let's try to keep half of that by getting the exit here instead of here. Applied Materials. This is all sideways quiet channel in here. So we shouldn't be trading that one at all. This is okay one time, and then when it cuts, you got to wait for the breakout to occur. See this little pinch right here? This is where I'm looking to get short. And then when it doesn't work, I get long here or I just scratch and look for it to do this. Stay out of the Crocodile River. Pretty good job in here staying out of the river. That's good. Diamonds. I don't mind this entry. This is fine. This is kind of this fake one, go-to entry. And then when this rolls all the way up, man, I hate losing money on that trade when you were that far in the green. But this is a great re-entry. Good exit. I'd like to see your re-entry here on the PSAR flip. And then that makes this a scratch. And then here's your next COTA 2. And there's a COTA 2. Microsoft, stay out of the river. Satya, perfect OR3. 1, 2, 3 exit at the edge of the river. We should be short here. It's below the VWAP, and it reversed that entire move. So when you get long and you cash a trade and then it comes all the way back and starts failing, that's where you actually want to be, because that's the price that negates that entire move and is going to close this gap, which it did. And this could be your second entry, and then that would really crush. And 2.4 is nice work today. All right, that's everything we got for today. I'm going to get the daily reports pushed out here. I just got to finish the spreadsheet work. Good work in the chat room. Take a look at the Patreon for some of those great essays that were posted today, and we shall see. Oh, I'm sorry, Bill. That's right. You posted one. Sorry, my bad. Crushed. His standard entry on the 10-minute U.S. Steel Sniper. There's his 2-hour battle drill. That could have been a second position. It might have been, or a third position. But it comes up and rolls over, so he just cuts it. And then he gets the Kata 2 leaving the dragon. This is where the 2-hour battle drill is looking to add, but it doesn't, so he exits. Then he gets long on the PSAR flip again. And he's going to hold 2R overnight and make bank on 9.7 of it. So made 9.5, kept 7.5, risking 2 overnight on that last little trade. So that's pretty good work right there. Nothing like a 9-hour day to make you sleep at night. All right, that's everything we got, fellas. We'll get this published and processed. Back to work.